Here we have the path to destiny. That means this is about Trump, Biden, and what is going on. And of course, the market horoscope, which is predictions for November 23rd to the 27th. That will be this week. And there's also a feature of the Nasdaq Whale. So I'm tracking Trump and Biden. And it's no longer just about Trump and Biden, because this is about America's place in the world. In fact, the whole world is focused on this election fraud. We still don't have a winner. This is why I feel that it is important to track them. So, do you think that we could have avoided this crisis if Biden or someone other than Trump is president? The answer would be no. The events, such as the pandemic, were in the path of destiny. It was destined to happen. The planetary paths were determined already. So Donald J. Trump was going to be elected president, and a crisis occurred. It happened, didn't it? You can ask, what if Hillary was elected? Well, Hillary was not elected, and we can't suppose this and suppose that because the supposed events did not occur. See, astrology deals with what was, what is, and what will be. And this is why it's an amazing tool. This is the 21st century, not the 3rd century when monasticism began. We now live in the world of AI, artificial intelligence. It is all, this YouTube is the artificial intelligence. So how would you use astrology? Because it is ancient, I suggest you use it to time your important events. This is so that you can win, or you can time the event and you know exactly when you're going to win, and you know exactly when it's not the right time, and therefore you can avert it. So you don't have to fight the tide when it's against you, and let the forces align for you. Welcome to Market Astrology and Horoscope. I'm Yasuko, your horary astrologer. If you've been following me, thank you. If you're new, please subscribe so you don't miss the guidance, and please hit that notification button. I started posting my comments below so you can follow the market prediction results. We know when and where the planets will be. Astrology is very specific of time, date, and location. That is why horary astrology can answer a specific query from what led up to the question to the outcome of the matter. Once again, it is about outcome, and it is set in stone because it will happen. For the next 2 years, America is stirred to action. Ever since May of this year, we've been dealing with BLM, media, law, virus, and of course the stimulus package, which is still ongoing. And now, with the lunar eclipse, the election saga has just begun. Lunar eclipse, that is going to take place next week. Look how many people turn out to vote this year. This is unprecedented. This is just the second turning point this year. This time next year is going to be so different. We went through the pandemic lockdowns, unemployment, daily death counts, and violence. You can't see the forest through the trees, but we are going through a revolutionary period that will change our lives drastically. See, Trump engages in a different kind of war. He thinks of profit and loss, the balance sheet, and all things business. Biden is trying to preserve the crumbling past, but America is changing rapidly. What happened in Asia just recently? Look up RCEP, R-C-E-P. Do you remember that Trump dumped the TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership? You need to ask yourself, are we going back to the Obama days when Biden is elected. I saw a headline that called the RCEP deal the Chinese coup. Now I want you to think about the video on China 2021 titled Ace in the Hole. I predicted that the Chinese economy will expand and its money will expand, and it's also going to be resuming its engagement in the global arena again. See, the Belt and Road Initiative was not scrapped. China thinks long term. Therefore, it's a stop and go, but it's a stop and go according to the tides. Again, you can't see the forest through the trees. You're in the midst of a change, and there is a war going on. In the meantime, the U.S. is very occupied with its own internal conflict, or preoccupied. The lunar eclipse of November 30 next week is not as powerful compared to the solar eclipse of December, which is next month. The best description of this lunar eclipse is the keyword foundation. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, the keyword was authority. This time it's foundation. What is our foundation? Well, clean democracy. With the voter fraud incident, our foundation has been shaken. America has stood for clean government and relatively clean business practices. Countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America are known for rigged elections and briberies. And no, I didn't forget Russia. So what can you expect in another fight? What can you expect is another fight over money again? Let me take you back to the video USA 2020 prediction. This captures the salient events of 2020 going into 2021. What was the prediction? American people are again in a state of crisis over money that comes from the government. We have been in a fight over money. First, the stimulus fund, the unemployment expirations, and now the White House versus the Fed. This crisis continues into next year. However, the battle between Mnuchin and Powell will conclude favorably. They will come to a swifter agreement. However, Americans will go through the predicted crisis for the year 2020-2021. Have you noticed that this financial crisis involves the American people, the workers? In the past, it's been at governmental levels. The sequestration during the Obama administration did not directly involve the American mass. It occurred at the government level. The budget fights were all at the government level. So what's coming up for Biden-Harris? Biden had a good birthday. He got a shamrock. In the last video, I mentioned Kamala Harris was not in the lucky spot. This time, both of them are not having much luck. I think despite what the news is portraying about progressing forward on their path to his path to the presidency and her path to vice presidency, I'm talking about Biden now, he would be experiencing a critical moment. And his partner, Harris, will likely encounter bad luck that could shake her family foundation. The key word, again, is foundation. A lot of people will find themselves in that situation of shaken foundation. Trump, on the other hand, will get the shamrock this time. His leadership undergoes a facelift. He will change his leadership persona, or how his career as a businessman and statesman is perceived. His achievements are undergoing enhancements. I can't really comment on whether this is good or bad, but he will have a good year in 2021. And for those of you who are following the Nasdaq Whale, what is he engaged in? as far as energy is concerned. Do some digging. What was he engaged in when he was building a plant in Wisconsin with Foxconn? Certainly not coffee makers or display panels. While on the subject of SoftBank, I predicted last week that I'm talking about Masayoshi Son, did not do well this week. Or, I'm sorry, it would be last week and actually going into next week. Look at the comments or my comment on the comment section. I hope he's not dealing with WeWorks. I think his staff may be a bit problematic. His commodity type operations or investments or his service-based business could be disappointing. Not a good month overall for speculation. In the last video, dated November 16th to 20th, I titled the market horoscope The Last Call before the rally. Now I'm referring to the rally that's going to take place next month in December. Monday, the market was up and they've been sliding downward ever since. Today, well actually today is Monday, but I started this prediction on Friday the 20th. And going into mid-December, the market will rally. So, let's get on with the market horoscope. Monday, there's confusion about the virus cure. What's the truth? We don't know. Well, the market's still on the upside. Certainly, the bulls are in control. Tuesday, bullish trends continue. And Wednesday, still bullish, but the traders could cut out early. And if everyone's leaving early to eat turkey, I guess. And Thursday, happy Thanksgiving. So Friday, don't get hit with an unexpected reversal of fortune. Some earnings could be bad news, or bad news could be about breakups. There's a battle of funding or funded programs going on at Capitol Hill. Certainly not an ideal day for money matters or even mergers and acquisitions. Sell-off, therefore, is possible.